Hey everybody, this is Tom again in Western North Carolina. Anyways, this is going to be a video about this, I don't know what to call it exactly, but it's a attachment to the shaving horse to make brooms with. It's a string, it holds the string tight. Anyways, I'm just going to go on with this as best I can and show you how it works and show you how I made it. It's quite simple, but there's a little bit to it. Anyways, I've got the video down here on this. You don't need to see my face and stuff while I'm telling about this. But anyways, here goes. This here is my standard ratchet style shaving horse that I make and sell. And this is a broom attachment. I'll call it that, a broom attachment, broom making attachment, that a guy named Glen, I can't remember his last name, but Glen, he's from up in Canada, and he advocates this style of broom making using a shaving horse as your string clamp. And as we all know, when you're making a broom, you got to hold the string tight. Well, this is a method to hold the string tight. See, I got my foot pressing this down and the string is tight. And you make your broom. Here's a little old broom. I don't know who made it. Maybe Mary Beth. I'm not sure. But anyways, a customer contacted me and asked for a broom head. And I said, well, what, and she said, go look at this such and such a video, and it was Mary Beth, a young woman that I know, and she was making a broom using this style of head. Anyways, the head consists of, I've got this held on right here with rubber bands, and you can use a string or whatever you want to hold this on up here, but it's just a block of wood with 4 screws. Now I've got the grain running this direction. Probably can see that the grain's this direction. And what I've been told, I've never used one of these to make a broom myself. But what I've been told by my friend Glen is that if you have the grain this direction, you're less likely to get a groove worn in this block or in this bottom block here. And maybe it's even a little bit stickier holding the string. Anyways, so there's this block of wood that, here's the string, and this block of wood mashes the string using the force of this. But anyways, here's a piece of stuff, and what it is, it's a piece of the kind of stuff you buy to put on your cement floor, so you got a cushion to stand on. That's what this is. It's got a little bit of spring in it, and it doesn't flatten out and go away. And this piece, this spongy piece in there, acts as sort of like a clutch, in that if you just got this piece of wood, hard wood, against this piece, this pivot up here, there's kind of like no slack. It's either on or it's off. Where with this piece of springy stuff in here, you can sort of find this place where you just got, this is sort of like a spring. You got a little bit of spring pressure, and you can kind of adjust your tension maybe a little bit easier. So anyways, that's that part of it. And now here, this part of it, I'm going to take the string out. I've got my string down on the floor. And I got it threaded up. I had it threaded through this hole, and that doesn't really matter. That can be a guide, but this is just an eye bolt, and I use an eye bolt so you just use your fingers to tighten it. And anyways, you know, when you put this on there, you just use this eye bolt to clamp it. You just tighten that up and that just makes it stay there. Possibly don't even need that, I don't know. But that's the way I was shown how to make it. And that eye bolt is held there with what's called a T-nut. And a T-nut looks something like this. And this particular T-nut, I just found it on my shelf, is one that's got kind of spurs on it. You just drive it in. Where the one that I used on this, and I apologize, this is the only one I had left today, it doesn't have those spurs. It has little holes in it, and you just like nail it in. But I have that T-nut countersunk and everything in there, so it looks real nice and flat. And so the process for doing that is you got to find the outside diameter, the biggest diameter. And in my case, it was 7/8 of an inch. I used a 7/8 inch drill bit and made a little countersink there, or that's actually a counter bore, I guess, where this can sit down in there and be flush. It's flush with the surface here. But then once you get that counter bore in there, then you got to find the diameter of the actual, I don't know what you call that, in this part here. And in my case, it was 3/8 of an inch. And so then I drilled that hole in there 3/8 of an inch. And maybe this bit's 64th bigger than 3/8, but it's not going in there. So I guess I just drilled that 3/8. And then because the nut isn't just square, it has a little taper in there, I had to countersink that a little bit right there. Anyways, that's all a bunch of complication, but that's how I did it. And my T-nut would sit right flat down in there and I could nail it in. You might be able to see those little nails right there. Little teeny brads, maybe they call them. But then that piece gets glued and screwed onto here. You know, this piece is that piece. And this piece up here is just a piece just like this one, but it doesn't have the T-nut in it. And I just used a piece of plywood. I used a piece of plywood for the main platform. And that's what I used to just do, a piece of plywood. But then my man Glen told me that he wanted cross grain. And so the best way I could figure to get cross grain was to just get other wood. And I have oak available to me. And so I made thin pieces of oak and glued them onto this piece of plywood to get the cross grain. The grain I'm calling cross grain this way. You might be able to see it on here, on the end there. And I put these little nails in here, those same little brads, 1/2 inch by 19 brads. I put them in here just as string guides. And the reason for that is that if, according to Glen, if you just run your string in the exact same place, it tends to make a trench in this board. And so you don't want to do that. And so I figure if I have these little nails here, a person can, you know, work in this spot, this spot, you know. And then I put nails up here too. They can even make their string go slightly diagonal to save on the wear and tear of this wood. And possibly it's going to last a lot longer. Anyways, let's see. And so the T-nut that I used, I bought it at Lowe's in their little drawers and stuff, is a 5/16 18 thread by 5/8. inch. And that's, then I bought this eye bolt as a 5/16 inch bolt, eye bolt. And like I said, it's just so you don't need a wrench to put that on there. That doesn't need to be very tight. But anyways, this just goes in here like this. And in fact, I found out earlier, probably a lot easier if you put the string in before you do this. That you can put that in there like that. Like I say, this is just rubber band it. And I used to just put rubber bands on them. It holds it up. But the rubber bands, everybody knows about rubber bands. They don't last very long. They fail. And then at least one person has come back to me and tell me that if you're at a kind of an authentic looking place, old time, the rubber band doesn't fit. But anyways, that's a whole nother story or a whole nother discussion about that. So anyways, there's a string in there. You know, you would tie this here and then you're ready to go. And that holds it. I mean, that holds it. I know it does. And then, but you got every now and then, you got to let up a little bit to get more string. And you would find that if you were doing this yourself, you would be able to do that just super automatic. And you can use these little nails to change, you know, just where your string is coming through. You probably don't want to pull sideways on those nails too much, but you know, it just gives you nail a different line to travel on. And I guess when you're making the broom, when you're getting more string, you want to still have tension on here, so you got to feather that pedal just like you do a clutch in a car. So anyways, that's what this video is about, this little broom head. It's pretty simple to make. You probably don't even need that T-nut. Well, the T-nut's pretty, I like the T-nut idea. You don't have to go to all the trouble to countersink it and stuff. You can just drill the one hole and just nail it on there. Anyways, I guess that's all I got on that. And I'm going to send this particular shaving horse with this broom head out on Monday. I think will be the 1st of November. Get down here, try to get my face in the picture so you guys can see me some more. And I'm going to try to get a link to that person so they can see this. They probably know how it works already. I don't know. But anyways, anybody out there, I'll put this in my shaving horse playlist. And any of you guys out there that have one of these shaving horses or whatever, just feel free to use this idea and be, you know, just keep on, keeping on. Anyways, it's a rainy day, kind of getting cool out, fall weather, got good colors right now in western North Carolina. I heard the other day that a friend of mine, Seaver, hey Seaver, was watching my videos, and I was really happy to hear that. Anyways, I know I haven't been making many videos. I haven't been doing anything really interesting. Anyways, I guess I'll just wrap it up with that. I'm thankful for what I have here, and I hope you can be thankful too for what you have, and just, you know, try to be happy with what's going on right now. It's what I've got. What I've got is right now, right now. Anyways, see you another time.